What is up, YouTube? Back from the YouTube video, and today I have a guide for the Legend Lost Sector, the Quarry. And to find this Lost Sector, we're going to go to your Destinations tab and then go to the EDZ. And then when you spawn in, spawn up here at the Sunken Isles. Then when you spawn in, the Quarry is going to be right here to our left. So you can see this is the area where you're going to spawn in around here. All you have to do is take your Sparrow or hoverboard out and go over here in front of us. And right here, you're going to end up seeing the Lost Sector icon right here above the cave. And we're going to have some enemies here, so let me just get rid of these guys so they're not shooting at me while I read the modifiers and stuff. But you can see there's the location for the flag, and if you open your map, you should have this icon here if you completed it before. If you have the icon and the flag here, that means you could complete it on Legend and Master difficulty. But if you don't see this flag here or the icon on your map, you have to go inside the cave. And then once you reach a certain point in the cave, it'll tell you that you've entered the Quarry Lost Sector. So let's go ahead and run in here real quick and just show you. So right about here, it's going to say the Quarry. And you can see you can have some red health bar enemies. Fight your way through the Lost Sector, kill everything, kill the boss, loot the chest at the end. And you will unlock Legend and Master difficulty for the Lost Sector. So I'm going to go and make my way back up here so we can go over the modifiers, then get into loadout, and then go over the gameplay. So let's go here. And now let's just get rid of these Cabal real quick, just because I don't want to get shot at while I'm reading the modifiers. So yeah, we should be good now. Going over the modifiers, we have shielded fills. We're going to face combatants with solar and void shields. Legend modifiers, equipment locked, limited revives, barrier and unstoppable champions, void threat, 25% increase to incoming void damage, scorched earth, enemies throw grenades significantly more often, overcharged weapons, strand surge, 25% bonus to outgoing strand damage, solar surge, 25% bonus to outgoing solar damage, then overcharged grenade launcher, which is a 25% bonus to damage for all grenade launchers. And you can see recommended power 1830, but 1826, you know, you should be fine. That's the same light level as me, but just basically try to be the highest light level you could be for this. For rewards, you're going to get enhancement cores for uncommon. If completed solo, legendary weapons are uncommon, and if completed solo, exotic head armor is rare. So let's get into the loadout. So getting into the loadout, we got solar subclass with golden gun marksman. Then for the abilities, gambler's dodge, triple jump, knife trick, and healing grenades. For the aspects, we have on your mark and knock them down. And then for the fragments, we have Ember of Ashes, Ember of Char, Ember of Solace, Ember of Torches, and Ember of Corruption. Now for the weapons, I'm running Riptide. And Riptide is going to help us just with those orange health bar enemies, like those, the Cabal with like the knives and stuff. I forgot what they're called, but they're pretty annoying, so Riptide can help us with that. But it can also help with unstoppable champions, because stasis shatter effects can also stun unstoppables. But I'm really just going to use Polaris Lance for both barrier and unstoppable champions. But you can have anything you want really in this first slot, as well as the heavy slot. But for the secondary slot, Polaris Lance is what I'm going to be using. Now, how we're going to use this for barrier champions is we're going to be Radiant in order to have barrier rounds to break barrier shields. Now, when it comes to Polaris Lance, the easiest way to do that with this build is going to be through an artifact mod that I'll touch on in a little bit. But what it's going to allow us to do is every time we hit crits, it's going to let us get Radiant. And then that is what's going to allow us to break barrier shields. You have to hit like 4 crits in a row or something like that. But you have to do anyway, because we're going to be proccing the perfect fifth, which is precision hits, load, and explosive round. Then after 4 crits in a row, you get that fifth shot that when you shoot it, it will ignite enemies. And then it's also through that which we can stun unstoppable champions with the ignitions and everything. Because as you can see, the solar ignition effects will stun unstoppable champions. So that kind of just breaks it down there. And you'll see in the gameplay, it's pretty easy. Pretty much whenever you see a champion, just try to hit as many crits as you can, and you should have no problem breaking the shield for the barrier champion or stunning the unstoppable. Now for the heavy, I'm just running Apex Predator. It says there's a grenade launcher buff, and I'm not sure if heavy grenade launchers count or not, but I put on a Crime Mutiny. I did like one run. And when I saw this thing wasn't like 2-tapping champions, I was like, alright, get rid of it. So I just put Apex Predator on, but another good option in my opinion is Unwavering Duty. I love this LMG. It's solar, so it works with the build, but it also has a high RPM, so it's an LMG that can hold a lot of ammo, and then also do like a good amount of damage with, you know, it being an LMG. So I do recommend this, but Anything you want in the heavy slot, just make sure it synergizes well, and that's all I'm going to say for that. Now for the armor, we're running the exotic celestial nighthawk, and then we have hands on, solar siphon mod, and solar targeting. I do want to note, because I keep forgetting to point this out, most of the time when I show you the builds, I have harmonic siphon on, and I mainly have harmonic siphon on because if I take this off, just to show you, harmonic siphon is one energy slot. So if I put on hands on, you can see if I want to put solar siphon on, I can't do that because it costs 3 energy. So I use harmonic siphon, that way I can use one slot and then still get the bonus from hands on, or something like harmonic targeting, which is also what I have on here. It's not solar weapon targeting, as you can see right there, because it requires 3 energy, but harmonic targeting will take 2 energy cost, and at the cost for helping you match whatever your subclass is. So again, that's why it says solar siphon and solar targeting, but it's really just harmonic. It's just matching whatever I have as my subclass. So I have solar on, it's going to say solar. If I change it to a different class, it'll change it to something else. But you can see hands on, solar siphon, solar targeting. Now for the arms, we got solar loader and heavy handed. For the chest piece, we have 2 void, damage resistant mods, and charged up. Then for the legs, we have stacks on stacks and 2 kinetic weapon surge mods. And then for the cloak, we have 2 bomber mods and a time dilation mod. Now getting to the artifact, feel free to pause it right now and just copy it. But this is what I had on to complete it. Getting into it here, the first row doesn't really matter, but the second row, I highly recommend kindling trigger and blast radius. If you are using an RPG like me, this could help with getting rid of red health bar enemies and stuff like that when they're grouped up, but that's completely up to you. Just depends on how you play with the RPG. But for the second, or not the second row, the third row, I recommend the flint striker and wished into being. And then for the fourth row, it doesn't really matter because there's no overload champions. And then for the fifth and final row, raise up precision and solo operative, I highly recommend. And the ones that don't work here are from Once You Came that I have equipped because it's increased ability damage to taken and scorn combatants, and this is a Cabal lost sector, so there's not really a damage buff that I'm getting from this, so it's pretty useless. And then Heart of the Flame is useless because casting your solar super grants nearby allies radiant. And then guess what? We got no allies, so it's not that helpful. So I just have it here for when I play other activities. I don't feel like resetting my artifact every single time. And then overload rocket launchers, like I said, we're not using overload rockets because there's no overload champions, but I just have it on for other activities and stuff. So that's the breakdown of the artifact. Make changes wherever you think it's necessary, but if you just put all these on and just pretty much follow what I do, you should have no problem getting it done. But now that we went over the loadout and everything, let's go ahead and get straight into the gameplay.